Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming and Sunny Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Sylving. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright, left and right. Left, right. Ask me. What? You're a stranger in this land. You have questions. I'll answer the best I can, but you need to understand that I don't know everything. Oh, he's right. I have a million questions. Do you know what happened to me? When it comes to how you got here, I have no idea. No, I have an idea. But for your body, I don't know. So when you found me, I didn't look different to you? I didn't look different to you? No, all I saw was you, a lion, passed out on the side of the road. I was told that a Sylving came out of the forest. I went out to look for it to make sure it wouldn't be a threat. But I found you instead. Your clothing was strange, and there were those odd things next to your feet. But you were unmistakably a lion then, just as you are a lion now. The fever you had was dangerously high. I tried to wake you, but you were out cold. So I carried you back to the village, hoping you would recover and tell me what happened. I thought you might have been involved because of your unusual garb. When you finally awoke, I was relieved. You had been asleep for over a day, and the speed of your recovery wasn't anything short of a miracle. But from the moment you saw me, I knew something wasn't right. Most of what you said didn't make a lick of sense. The way you reacted and the answers you gave. I first thought you could be an eccentric noble who just liked to wear strange clothing. Or an Udyr in disguise. Rival Root has a milk-like taste, by the way. What? Rival Root. You said you could handle the bitter taste, but it isn't bitter. It's a common household ingredient, so you not knowing that made me worried. I gave you the benefit of the doubt and assumed your mind was still clouded by the fever. When you told me about the cave with the red tree, I suspected the worst and thought you might be dangerous. I was ready to restrain you should you abandon the facade. But that was a mistake on my part, and I am sorry. You were obviously frightened. Had I not overreacted, I would have seen that you honestly had no idea what was going on. He gives a deep sigh and rolls his eyes as if scolding himself. I really went to fetch those roots. There was no point in questioning you further when you were genuinely confused. I was hoping that by the time I returned, you would have calmed down and been more willing to talk. I never imagined you'd take off like that, not right after waking from such a fever dream. Such a severe fever. I rubbed the back of my neck. Sure, I felt a little bad for running off, but it's not like the wolf had been doing much to put me at ease. I was scared. No, I understand. I should have been more careful. I can only imagine what you're going through. But to think that you're a Sylving of all things. The big wolf goes silent again, getting lost in his thoughts. I want to ask what that word means, but it doesn't feel right to ask that now. The streets are mostly empty as we enter the village. The street lights are lit, and we don't pass a soul on our way to the market. The busy stalls from earlier are now closed and silent. Two drunks are coming down the street towards us. One shirt is too small to hide his gut, the other's breast has slipped out of her dress on one side. Both yell and laugh boisterously. I hide myself behind the wolf, not wanting to be seen, or worse, bump into them. Reaching the house, I wait next to him as he unlocks the door. You need your rest. We'll figure out what to do next in the morning. You're lucky I ran into Gare. Gare? The old turtle. He lost an arm and is blind in his left eye. Oh, the turtleman I bumped into. I passed him on the street while looking for you, so you should be thankful for him telling me. There are dangerous creatures in this world that can do unspeakable things. No matter who or what you are, staying in the woods alone at night is a death sentence. If you want to get home, I need you to stay inside until further notice. Understand? I nod, wondering what in this world could possibly be more dangerous than this big guy. You should go upstairs. Things will unfold early tomorrow. With luck, we can send you back before things get more complicated. Without another word, I sulk up the stairs. I don't have as much trouble going up as down. Small victories. The room is dark and quiet. Even the drunks on the street below have passed out of earshot. I drop my satchel to the floor before letting myself fall onto the bed. I roll over onto my back and stare blankly up at the ceiling. This whole day has been crazy. I'm angry. Confused, and just done with everything. I just wanted to take a few pictures of my tree, relax for a bit, and go home. That was it. If I had just left when I intended or gone another day or anything. I clench my fist to relieve stress, but the sharp prick of my claws makes me gasp and recoil, so I release a dissatisfied sigh instead. None of this should have happened. Instead, I ended up chasing after a thieving fox, and then I got taken to a town of animal people by some enormous wolf man. But tomorrow we'll get this fixed and everything will go back to normal. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I roll onto my side and stare at the darkest corner of the room. Even though the wolf knows I'm not really a lion, he promised he'd help me get home. He will let me go home, right? He called me a Sylving. Is that something bad? Grabbing the pillow, I hug it tightly to my chest and close my eyes. I really shouldn't be thinking like this right now. Like it or not, he's the only person I can rely on in this place. I just hope I can trust him. My slumber is interrupted by a band of sunlight breaking through the shutters and draping over my eyes. Opening one of them, I squint and glance across the room, trailing the light to the far wall. My eyes adjust slowly to the dim lighting, and I give a depressed sigh after finding myself in the same room as before. It was restless all night, a grunt in discomfort, feeling somewhat sore from all tossing and turning. The madness of this whole situation has been eating away at me. I laid awake for who knows how long last night, just running over everything in my head over and over again, but never arriving at any answers. I sit up and look down at my hand, still covered in fur. I was hoping to wake up in my own body again somehow, but of course I'm not that lucky. Feeling heavy and groggy, I roll my shoulders and stretch my arms up, letting out a big miserable yawn. Sleeping with a tail is such a hassle, too. I can feel the lump pressing against my lower back all night. How do these people even sleep with these things? I want to try and just get a bit more sleep, but nature is calling, and it's been days since I've used the bathroom. Kicking my legs over the side of the bed, I lean forward and take a moment to wake up. I'll need to take it slow. I don't want a repeat of yesterday and end up falling over again. I pull myself to my feet, keeping my distance wide and arms out to aid my balance. It's not exactly graceful, but it's good enough for me, all things considered. Stepping out of the room, I notice there's another door to my right. I grab the handle and give it a jiggle. Locked. Can't be the bathroom. Must be downstairs, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. The shutters are closed, darkening the room. The only light source are the slits of morning sun peeking through. I look around, but the big wolf is nowhere to be seen. Right, he said something about an errand in the morning. I hope he'll be back soon from, whatever he's doing. My stomach rumbles and aches. I really need to eat something soon. All I've eaten since I got here was the dry bread. It's been days since I've had an actual meal, but the twisting in my gut reminds me of a more immediate concern. Looking around, I spot a door opposite the entrance. Please tell me there's a toilet in there. Great! Found it. It's an outhouse-style toilet, but nicer. There's a stone well topped with a wooden counter and a round lid in the middle of it. There's a table on the right with a block of soap, closed pitcher, hand towel, and a bowl. The room smells pretty bad. I don't want to use it, but I really need to go. If only there was some air freshener to cover up the smell. With no other choice, I venture inside and seal the door behind me. I'll try to make this quick. Oh, phew! I open the lid. A wave of stench hits me almost immediately. When I open the lid, the stench within hits me almost instantly. Covering my nose, I feel like I'm about to throw up from the smell of manure clogging up my nostrils. With my nose screaming for mercy, I breathe through my nose instead. I try to keep my breathing low so as to not take in much of this air. I'm gonna pass out if I take much longer. Averting my gaze from the hole's contents, I drop my pants to the floor and sit over it. The wooden seat is coarse under my legs. I have to hold it up to keep from. I have to hold it to keep from falling in. I don't like holding it very much. The sensation of a new limb makes me quiver. But I'll just have to ignore it if I ever want to escape this room. It took a while to get comfortable, but I'm done. Next to the toilet is a basket of large leaves. I'd prefer toilet rolls, but they'll have to do. Finishing up, I put back the lid. I like to bail out of the room at this point, but I still need to wash my hands. The pitcher is full of water, and after pouring some into the bowl, I wash my hands with the provided soap. The soap is hard and doesn't lather, but since it's all I've got, it's going to have to be good enough. I dry my hands with a small towel. It's not particularly absorbent, so the fur on my hands remains wet. Stepping back into the kitchen and sealing the stink behind the door, I wipe my hands on my shirt to finish drying them. Then I take a deep breath of fresh, stench-free air. My stomach reminds me that I've still not eaten yet, so I help myself to the kitchen and see what I can find. I check the pot, the oven, everywhere I can think of, but aside from the hanging spices, there doesn't seem to be anything. There isn't even any more of that rock-hard bread from yesterday. Isn't this kitchen too small for someone as big as Agnar? I mean, it works for me, but I can't really imagine him living here. He had to duck just to get through the doorframe upstairs, not to mention he probably has to go up the stairs sideways, given how narrow they are. I hear the sound of the front door and I turn around, expecting to see him again. Oh. Instead of the wolf, I see a familiar-looking fox come in. Hello there, my good sir. You must be the lion that Sir Agnar was telling me about. It's the fox! The fox I was looking for is right in front of me. You! Yep! I tried to quickly grab him, but the fox barely evades me, ducking away and trying to put distance between us by standing on the opposite side of the table. What in the heavens are you? I'm not letting you get away this time! The fox and I run around the table, always on opposite ends as we fake each other out, trying to control the distance between us. Really, did he walk in through the door like that? I'm about to climb over the table and tackle him when the wolf returns and closes the door behind him. Lord Mikhail, I told you to... Sir Agnar, help! The fox dashes behind the big wolf, his tail barely escaping my grasp as he brushes past me. That's the fox! Grab him! You're the one attacking me! I've never seen you in my life! Quiet! The big wolf's commanding shout silences the room. As much as I want to grab the fox, there's no way I'm getting past the giant guarding him. Agnar takes a deep breath as he adjusts his posture. Both of you, calm down. Nobody's going to be grabbing anyone. We're all going to stay calm. The two of you causing a ruckus will only draw more attention, which is the last thing we need right now. The wolf looks pointedly at me before his eyes turn to the fox. Lord Mikhail, this is Aaron. Aaron, this is Lord Mikhail, of the Vedskogen family. Now, with the introductions out of the way, I know you went to the cave again without telling me. Why did you think it was wise to go alone? I specifically told you to stay away from the Forbidden Cave until after the hunt was over. The Jackmark hunt is less than 2 weeks away. Dozens of participants are already scouting the forest in preparation for it. If anyone had seen you or even suspected you were going to the cave, you could have been arrested, especially if they figure out what you've been doing these past few months. But I'm so close to unraveling how Sylving powers work. I just need more... No excuses. I know you snatched something from the Sylving right in front of them. Even if you haven't been caught, it's evident that you're not being careful when you go to their world. Not only were you spotted, but you led him into our world. Now he's unable to return home. The Sylving's here. Now, where? He's right here. Agnar gestures to me, and the fox stares at me in disbelief. You mean this lion is the Sylving? Without a doubt. He was confused when he woke up. His clothing is like nothing seen within the whole kingdom, and he headed straight for the cave the moment I left him alone. Mikhail takes a step closer, regarding me curiously. From what I gathered, he turned into a lion after coming to our world. I tended to his fevered body for over a day, and then had to practically interrogate him because you never came and told me what happened. When I was passing the bridge, an elderly cat told me she saw a Sylving run out of the forest the day before. Plenty of other people could have seen him. Who knows what would have happened if I hadn't found him first? Is the ability to change form normal for them? I have never heard of their kind being able to do such a thing. There was nothing like this in my research as I was there. Could you please stop talking as if I'm not here? I have ears. My apologies. It's just, this is... remarkable. Think that a Sylving can transform their body to look like an ordinary deer. What an incredible discovery. Lord Mikhail, now is not the time for that. This is serious. Because Aaron was too scared to trust me, I made the mistake of leaving him unattended and uninformed. He left the house dressed like this and walked through the marketplace in broad daylight. Everyone is now aware of the newcomer. But him looking like a lion is fortunate for us. It makes this easier for us to handle. However, if anyone figures out what he really is, we'll be hunted down for using magic and traveling between worlds. Hunted? You mean I'll be killed just for being here? It will never come to that, I assure you. Aside from one elderly woman's claims, there's been no word of a Sylving on the streets. We should be safe for now. That's why we need to get you home as soon as possible before anyone discovers the truth. Lord Mikhail will retrieve his cloak, and I'll need to figure out a way to get you out of town unnoticed. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Trezum Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Not Safe for Work contents as little as $5 already. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!